I was training when Roger was down here.
You can't train nobody when you're locked up. You can't train nobody when you're locked up.
Everything about what this man said.
This is my trainer right here.
What his daddy didn't do.
This is my trainer right here.
Guess what?
This is my trainer right here.
Y'all gonna see about him.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. might be undefeated in the ring, but his father just landed a verbal knockout outside of it. In a stunning twist, Floyd Mayweather Sr. is publicly calling out his own son, accusing him of lies, lavish spending, and faking a $400 million real estate deal. And that's just the beginning. From shady crypto scams to family betrayal, and a fight that Sr. believes Jr. should have lost, this is the side of Money Mayweather they don't want you to see. Buckle up.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is or it ain't. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Like this video and subscribe. 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it helps a ton. Done? Awesome. Now let's get into it. In a revelation that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, Floyd Mayweather Sr. has finally spoken out, breaking months of silence with raw honesty about his strained relationship with his son. And he didn't hold back. The elder Mayweather, a respected former boxer, and the man who first taught Floyd Jr. how to duck a punch before he could even tie his gloves, shared his growing concerns over the boxer's latest headline-making claim, a $400 million real estate acquisition in the heart of Manhattan. But according to Sr., that deal may not be what it seems. I don't know about him acquiring any property, he admitted in the interview. So I'm not going to say it's true or false. There could be a lie in it. His tone wasn't accusatory, but disappointed, maybe even hurt. It wasn't just the deal itself that raised eyebrows for the veteran trainer. It was the way it blindsided him.
Me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO.
Despite being closely tied to his son's early career and public image for decades, Sr. revealed he was never consulted, informed, or even mentioned in connection to this massive business move. This wasn't just a case of being left out of a press release. It was the latest crack in a long, fractured relationship that's been slowly unraveling in public view. Mayweather Sr.'s comments sparked immediate speculation. Could one of the most calculated minds in boxing be stretching the truth to project a billionaire image? Or is this simply a deeply personal family matter spilling into the headlines?
You know, HBO, then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden.
What makes this moment especially powerful is the subtle, almost reluctant way Sr. delivers his thoughts. There's no explosive accusation, no dramatic flair, just a father caught between loyalty and honesty, trying to reconcile the public figure his son has become with the man he once raised in the gym. It's a reminder that even behind the flashiest facades and most pristine records, there are human relationships quietly unraveling out of view. And when those relationships finally surface, they hit harder than any right hook. What started as subtle distance has now evolved into a full-blown family fracture. Mayweather Sr. confessed that he hasn't laid eyes on his son in months. And it's not because of busy schedules or long flights. It's because, according to him, Floyd Jr.'s lifestyle has made him unreachable.
I ain't with that. Let me do you that. You wanna play games? Come on. I don't play games. I get right to it. Come on. Now turn over. See that like that. Yo, chill. Like no. Turn over. Come on. Turn over. Stay over. Come on. Put your hand on me.
The elder Mayweather detailed a pattern of disconnection, one that didn't just appear overnight. Over the years, their once close bond, built in sweat-soaked gyms and forged in the fires of championship ambition, began to erode under the weight of wealth, fame, and personal choices. Arguments became more frequent, conversations less meaningful. But perhaps the deepest wound of all? Floyd Sr. says his son cut him out entirely once the big paydays started rolling in. It changed when the money came, he said quietly. He started listening to other people, mostly Roger. Uncle Roger Mayweather, also a renowned trainer, became the new voice in Floyd Jr.'s corner, both literally and figuratively. While Roger's boxing knowledge was undeniable, the switch in mentorship wasn't just professional, it felt personal.
I started with you, didn't I?
No, you was training him.
I started who I started
The senior, it was more than a business move. It was a symbol of being replaced. He didn't lash out. He didn't accuse Roger of wrongdoing, but the pain in his words revealed a simple truth. He felt abandoned. He was doing all this spending. Credit, flash, and I said, "What is all this about?" Senior recalled. That's when it started. Senior spoke less like a coach and more like a father who watched his child rise too fast, too far, and who now stands helpless as that child builds a world he no longer has a key to enter. If there's one thing Floyd Mayweather Jr. is known for, besides an unblemished boxing record, it's his love for the extravagant. Private jets, exotic cars, cash-stacked tables, and real estate tours on Instagram have become part of the Mayweather brand. But one particular post caught everyone's attention. A video slideshow proudly claiming full ownership of 62 apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. "All the buildings belong to me," he declared, walking through lavish lobbies and retail spaces. No partners, no loans, just me. The claim was bold, the footage convincing. But was it true? According to public property records in New York City, which are typically updated within days of any major real estate transfer, none of the buildings mentioned had officially changed hands. There was no evidence supporting a full acquisition, no sale deeds, no ownership transfers, nothing to confirm Mayweather's sweeping declaration. Even more telling, the NYC Housing Partnership, which has a financial and oversight role in many of the portfolio's buildings, issued a statement saying they had not been notified of any ownership change.
36 months with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month.
What investment is that?
In real estate. I'm heavy in real estate. Even though I got a lot of cash, OPM. You don't always have to use your money. That's why it's very important for y'all to make sure y'all keep y'all credit.
A routine and required step in transactions involving rent-regulated properties. The silence from Floyd's camp was deafening, and when questions started mounting, spokespeople and business associates offered vague, contradictory answers. One unnamed insider said Mayweather had secured a minority stake with options to buy more later. Another called him a partner in progress. But even these statements clashed with Mayweather's own claim of full ownership. So what's the truth? Is Mayweather truly the mogul he paints himself to be? Or is this another case of fake it till you make it, a curated illusion for clout-hungry platforms? A phrase began to circulate online. Paper champ of real estate? Not meant to discredit his boxing accomplishments, those are undeniable, but as a reflection of the growing gap between his public image as a real estate powerhouse and the legal documents that say otherwise.
So, Floyd, man, like, you got everything, you got the skyscrapers, you got the cars, you got the houses, you got... What's next?
What I'm working on now, I don't really want for nothing.
Floyd Mayweather's public persona has always been defined by confidence. Then his entrance into the world of cryptocurrency might just be where that confidence crosses into controversy. Over the past few years, Mayweather has lent his name and face to a number of crypto tokens and NFT projects. At first glance, it seemed like a natural extension of his entrepreneurial spirit. But as more details emerge, that legacy is starting to look less like savvy business and more like a series of questionable cash grabs. Two of the most respected digital investigators in the crypto space, ZackXBT and Kremlin, have now publicly called out Floyd Mayweather Jr. for promoting multiple rug pulls. For the uninitiated, a rug pull is a type of scam where project developers attract hype and funding, only to vanish after investors pour in their money, leaving the coin's value to crash and the victims with nothing. According to their research, Mayweather has been tied, directly or indirectly, to at least a dozen crypto projects that either failed catastrophically or were outright abandoned.
I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars, told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren.
These include now defunct ventures like Ethereum Max, the Floyd NFT, and the more recent Money Token, which lost over 95% of its value shortly after launch. What's worse, these projects were often promoted to his millions of followers through sponsored posts that disappeared shortly after scrutiny intensified. Screenshots circulated online showing Mayweather tagging obscure tokens on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, followed by the swift deletion of the posts once the backlash hit. Some fans even noted that the timing of his deletions coincided with token crashes, leading to suspicions that these promotions weren't just unwise. They may have been part of carefully timed marketing dumps. Social media exploded with reactions. One crypto enthusiast wrote on Reddit, "It's wild that a guy with so much money keeps getting caught up in this. You'd think he doesn't need the cash, but maybe there's more to the story." Another user on Twitter put it bluntly, "Floyd Mayweather isn't just hurting his fans, he's hurting his reputation." Again. And then there was this viral tweet from @CryptoJusticeHQ, "From the ring to the rug. If you're following Mayweather for financial advice, you might need to check your corner."
Like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself, from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top.
Mayweather has never been criminally charged for any wrongdoing in these promotions. However, the repeated pattern of hype, promote, delete, deny has led many to wonder whether the champ's financial empire is as bulletproof as he makes it seem, or if he's simply chasing quick wins in an unstable digital arena. Just when you thought the personal and financial revelations were explosive enough, Floyd Mayweather Sr. drops a final bombshell, one that doesn't just challenge his son's image, but his legacy in the sport itself. In a moment that stunned boxing fans and pundits alike, Mayweather Sr. openly stated that he believes his son should have lost one of the most iconic fights of his career, the 2007 showdown against Oscar De La Hoya. Now, let's be clear, this wasn't just any bout. This was a historic event that broke pay-per-view records and defined an era. Over 2.4 million people tuned in to witness two titans clash, with Floyd Jr.'s signature defense and surgical precision going toe-to-toe with De La Hoya's relentless aggression.
Oscar reaching, having trouble finding Mayweather. There'll be a lot of that.
And Oscar's doing a very good job of neutralizing Mayweather.
He fights in staccato bursts. He likes it that way.
But in a post-fight analysis years later, Sr. made the kind of statement no one saw coming. "If you're going by point scoring, who's touching who the most, you gotta give it to Oscar," he said. "My son had good defense, but Oscar was the busier fighter. If we're being honest, it was close, but I gave it to Oscar." This wasn't just analysis, it was a father saying his son didn't deserve to win. What makes this even more intense is the backstory. At the time, Floyd Sr. had previously trained Oscar De La Hoya, but when negotiations over payment fell through, he wasn't in Oscar's corner that night. He also wasn't in Floyd's.
What do you think about Oscar? What do you remember about training him?
But Oscar was the one guy that would do everything.
He was watching from the outside, forced to choose between two fighters he had helped mold. And years later, he made his choice clear. To some, it was a moment of rare honesty in a sport full of hype and politics. To others, it felt like a betrayal from within the family, a scar that may never fully heal. Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have walked away from professional boxing with a flawless 50-0 record, but lately, his fights have looked a little different. From Dubai to London to Florida, he's traded championship belts for exhibition bouts, stepping into the ring with influencers, YouTubers, and social media stars instead of world-ranked contenders. And while the fights still draw headlines and fans, his father believes there's something much more serious at play. According to Floyd Mayweather Sr., these exhibition matches aren't about legacy, they're about liquidity. In a startling admission, Sr. claimed that his son's high-profile exhibitions with names like KSI, Deji, and John Gotti III might be less about entertainment and more about keeping up financially. He suggested that behind the glitz of each flashy press conference is a deeper truth. His son may be struggling with debts and lawsuits that keep him moving from country to country, deal to deal. One particularly telling moment came when Sr. revealed that Floyd was forced to cancel an exhibition fight in Mexico, not due to injury or scheduling issues, but reportedly because ongoing financial and legal complications prevented him from entering the country.
I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen,
If true, it raises a serious question. Is the undefeated champ avoiding courtrooms more than challengers these days? Then there's the case of Deji, the British YouTuber who stepped into the ring with Floyd in 2022. While the event drew plenty of buzz, what followed was even more telling. Deji later claimed that he wasn't paid in full by Mayweather's team, stating, "They still owe me money. But honestly, just sharing the ring with Floyd was payment enough, sort of." The comment, casual as it seemed, added another layer to the growing whispers around Mayweather's finances. Late payments, vanishing promoters, and cryptic business deals have all become too common in the stories surrounding his post-retirement ventures. So it begs the question, is Floyd Mayweather still putting on a show or just keeping the lights on? As the dust settles and the Instagram stories fade, we're left with a portrait of Floyd Mayweather Jr. that's more complicated than ever. He's undeniably one of the most gifted boxers to ever step into the ring. His perfect 50-0 record stands as a testament to 2 decades of dominance, precision, and defensive brilliance. From Oscar De La Hoya to Manny Pacquiao to Conor McGregor, he's danced with giants and emerged untouched. But outside the ropes, the narrative isn't as clean. His own father, his first trainer, his mentor, his blood, has now gone public with stories of estrangement, alleged lies, and a lifestyle that may be unraveling behind the scenes.
So, Floyd, man, like, you got everything. You got the skyscrapers, you got the cars, you got the houses, you got... What's next?
What I'm working on now, I don't really want for nothing.
From questionable real estate claims to deleted crypto promotions and exhibition fights shrouded in financial mystery, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Seth's post-boxing life seems less like a victory lap and more like a carefully curated illusion of control. Mayweather once famously said, "I'm not just a boxer, I'm a brand." But what happens when the brand starts to crack? What happens when the headlines shift from TBE the best ever to questions like, why isn't he seeing his father anymore? Why are fighters waiting on their paychecks? Why do his business claims not match the records? Still, his record remains intact. His highlight reels, his timing, his IQ in the ring, those are forever. But in the court of public opinion, something else is on trial now. His character. So now we ask you, is Floyd Mayweather still the best ever? Or has the money game finally caught up to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear it. Is this the legacy of a living legend or the unraveling of a carefully guarded empire? Alright guys, for the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and actions, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications to never miss out on quality content, and check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.